Please welcome, speaking exclusively,
Mr. President. Hello.
How are you doing?
Great, great. Thank you for being with us, sir. Now, I hear you've been working on international trade deals. How's that going?
So I deal with foreign countries, and despite what you may read, I have unbelievable relationships with all the foreign leaders. They like me, I like them, you know, it's amazing.
I think I literally
so I
felt
call
God.
like major countries, and I'll be dealing with the Prime Minister or the President, and I'll say, how are you doing?
Okay, so do your conversations with foreign leaders touch on any policy issues?
You call places like Malaysia, Indonesia, and you say, you know, how many people do you have? And it's pretty amazing how many people they have.
How many people they have? Wow, normally to get that information, you have to check a Snapple cap.
Good tip. I was last night in West Virginia, and I had farmers coming up to me and hugging me and kissing me because of the cattle stuff.
Wow, I didn't know you were into cattle stuff. Now, you've tweeted about trade talks with Britain. Can you tell us any more about what's going on?
I did mention a couple of things. I did say, well, the United States right now has among the cleanest climates there are, based on all statistics, and it's even getting better because I agree with that. I want the best water, the cleanest water, crystal clean.
Oh my God, he's an idiot.
He wants climate that is good climate as opposed to bad or disaster.
It's like they invented the language, they know how to use it, and our president has no clue. Clean climate. What is a clean? What, that is not, the unit of climate is not cleanliness at all. That doesn't make any sense.
It's when they go down into the coal mines and they pull out the climate and they clean it.
Yeah, we really clean the climate and put it back. Like, what are you talking about?
It actually looks like what actions can we take that will accelerate the transition out of the fossil fuel era. So there's a certain amount of carbon that is circulating through the environment. So it's going into the air, being absorbed by...
I think I literally
It actually looks like this. Getting absorbed by plants and animals, and then getting back into the air. And this carbon is just circulating on the surface. And this is fine, and it's been doing that for millions, hundreds of millions of years. The thing that's changed is that we've added something to the mix. So this is what I would call the turd in the punch bowl. So we added all this extra carbon to the carbon cycle, and the net result is that the carbon in the ocean's atmosphere is growing over time. It's much more than can be absorbed by the ecosystem. It's really quite simple. We're taking billions of tons of carbon that's been buried for hundreds of millions of years, and is not part of the carbon cycle, taking it from deep underground and adding it to the carbon cycle. The result is that a steady increase in the carbon in the atmosphere and the oceans, which doesn't look like much if you look at it on this chart, but when looked at in the context of history, it actually looks like this. Carbon parts per million has really been bouncing around 300 level for around 10 million years. And then the last few hundred years went into a vertical climb. This is the essence of the problem. This is very unusual and a very extreme threat, as you can see. And this is accompanied by...
I believe that there's a change in weather, and I think it changes both ways. So,
a temperature increase, as one would expect.
again, it used to be called global warming. That wasn't working.
A temperature increase, as one would expect.
And then it was called climate change. Now it's actually called extreme
Temperature
weather.
increase, as one would expect.
Because with extreme weather, you can't miss. Look, we have a thing now in tornadoes. I don't remember tornadoes in the U.S. to the extent.
And
I mean, that's where I go back to the point where it's like, oh, I totally listened to him. And then I said our climate is clean.
But then when you look back, 40 years ago, we had the worst tornado binge that we've ever had.
Oh my God, he's an idiot.
And with the devil on your back, and you never looked at God till the devil get back.
Sitting at the crest of the mountain, looking down at the fountain of youth, people be spouting about how we can't change what we're talking about while elites are still in power.
Well, I've had enough.
And the time for change comes at the midnight hour. And that's okay, bitch. I got you on my radar. 'Cause you are a bitch, and you know it.
Fuck, Donald Trump.
Hurts. Our past hurts. Our past hurts.
Cause I'm scoped out from far away with a political passion of asking tough questions like what the fuck are you pricks actually planning? I'm abandoned and a rebel to the man, remembering the day the forefathers said that one day the militia might have to stand against the transgressions of man. But you don't understand, these fucking people sit around laughing at y'all, and it doesn't seem like we got a plan. Sit around and listen to Donald fucking Trump run his motherfucking mouth again about a wall while if Trump suck his balls. If you take a minute and listen, this punk bitch is actually a bigot who ain't got control over shit and actually a bigger corporation's fucking nigga.
Tell me I'm insane.
Why don't y'all open your fucking eyes and see the bigger picture instead of focusing on the fact nigga just said nigger? Realize that nigger fucking means ignorant, and let's all stop being ignorant and be niggas and fix it. And fuck no, I don't think it's okay for a white boy to say nigger. Hell yes, I'm sorry for the whips cracked on y'all ancestors' back. But I figured out one day that though African Americans have been slaves, it never went away. It's just no longer does ethnicity make niggers and slaves. If you take a minute and listen, this punk bitch is actually a bigot who ain't got control over shit and actually a bitch. And you know it. Punk. Why don't y'all open your fucking eyes and see the bigger picture instead of focusing on the fact that a nigga just said nigga. The water no longer being able to sustain life in the sea, get most of the air that we breathe from the sea. If you take a minute and listen, why don't y'all open your fucking eyes and see the bigger picture instead of... If you take a minute and listen, this punk bitch is actually a bigot. It's just no longer does ethnicity make niggers and slaves. Donald Trump, you know nothing, bitch. You got your money from your daddy, and you suck elite dick. Fuck you, you puppet on a string. Fuck your wife, you prick. You better get out the office or bury me in the dirt. Cause if there's a revolution, I come at you first. Well, I've had enough. Cause if there's a revolution,
True, her, our past, her, our past, her. I'm sorry for, and I'm sorry for the things I've done, the things we've done.
cause if there's a revolution, come at you first. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you, punk. You are a bitch, and you know it, punk. Fuck you, Donald Trump.
Oh my God, he's an idiot.